Today we're going to do a strawberry flavoring because let's face it, strawberry is a fantastic flavor. It's a little more complex than something like a banana or a bubblegum flavor. And if you're just looking for a strawberry flavor, just a generic one, I can recommend that you pick up just strawberry flavorings. These have lots of research behind them, so decades of researchers fine-tuning them. They do work, but the downside is everybody has them. There's nothing unique that you're going to have with these. But it is a solid strawberry flavor. Now, if you want to be a little more creative, you can create your own. And as I mentioned, strawberry is a little more complex than some of the other flavors. And there are, at least a dozen recipes out there for different strawberry flavors. Some of them are more candy oriented. Some of them are fresh. Some of them are, that cooked strawberry flavor. There's something for everybody. And once you get working with these ingredients, you can really create something that's to your own taste. Now, a lot of these ingredients are recycled from previous videos. I picked this formula so that you can build up, starting with the bubblegum and the banana flavors. And so 5 of these ingredients out of the 14 used you already have if you've been following along, or this is a good set of ingredients for you to get started with, because a lot of these ingredients can be used in additional flavors like cherry and raspberry and a few others. That's the starting point. Let me show you how it's done. This formula is going to make 100 mils of concentrated strawberry flavor. And Future Darcy just jumping in here really quickly to let you know that when I picked this formula, I didn't factor in how much vanillin or vanilla flavor was in this, and it is quite heavy on the vanilla flavor. So you may want, if you're following along doing this, you may want to reduce this, but I'll have more to say on that after we assemble the flavor. So let's get back to assembling the flavor, but do keep that in mind. And the first ingredient we're going to need is strawberry aldehyde, or aldehyde C16. And we're going to use a fair amount of it, and we're going to use 15.65 grams of this. Now, aldehyde C16, or strawberry glycidate, is kind of the base for a lot of strawberry compounds, though it does have a kind of a somewhat cooked flavor or cooked strawberry flavor, but that's okay. There's, again, multiple different formulas that you can use. The next ingredient is ethyl butyrate, and we need 5.83 grams of this, and this one is used in the banana and pineapple formulas. And often when we use these light esters, they give an ability to smell them at low temperatures and such, because they're very volatile. And that's helpful for actually tasting things. The heavier the molecule, the less likely, less volatile it is. So it becomes something that becomes harder to taste. So these light esters really do benefit a good formula. Now the next ingredient is vanillin, and we're gonna need 4.61 grams of that. Now I do like using a weigh boat for this just because it's powders, you can't control them as easily when doing formulas. I'm gonna need a bigger boat here. So that's not the prettiest job I've ever done weighing something out, but that's okay, because you know what? If you're gonna be off a little bit, it's not really going to make a difference. The only time you wanna be super accurate is if you're trying to reproduce something, then you wanna be, you'll do larger volumes, so it'll be easier to weigh things out. The next ingredient is ethyl maltol. But I'm going to substitute maltol isobutyrate. It's slightly different, but if you have ethyl maltol, I've used it in the energy drink formula. It's got that cotton candy caramel flavor. Maltol isobutyrate is a little more berry flavor. It's not much different than this chemically, but it does have more of a berry flavor. So I'm just making the substitution because I can, and it's creative. So we are gonna need 3.07 grams of this. And next, ethyl acetate, and we've used this one in a couple formulas, and we need 1.84 grams of this. Now next, we need methyl octene carbonate. Now this one has a distinctly green aroma, and we need 1.23 grams of this. Next, we need raspberry ketone, and yes, these are the same raspberry ketones that you find in the diet world. So I'm just going to take this off. It is a powder, put my weigh boat back on there, and we're going to weigh out 0.43 grams. Now the next ingredient is cis-3-hexanol, and this is leaf alcohol. It smells like fresh cut leaves and grass. It's got that green aroma like the one we used before, but this one is really fresh cut grass. And we are going to need 0.31 grams of it. And it is a very powerful aroma. It does add a lot to it, so even though it seems like an oddball ingredient, you'll use it more in the future. Next ingredient, aldehyde C14. Now, this is kind of a peach flavor. It is very close to aldehyde C16, but more on the spectrum of a peach aroma. And we need 0.31 grams of this. Next is furanol, or strawberry furanol. Now I kept it in my pocket because this is a 20% solution and it does crystallize out. It is kind of cold in here, so I just keep it in my pocket to keep it warm from crystallizing. If you ever worked in a lab, you'll see lots of people do that. And we need 0.22 grams of this. And this one has, though it's called strawberry furanol, it does have that, so it does have this kind of a caramel aroma. Now, ethyl benzoate. I don't have ethyl benzoate at the moment, so I've only got methyl benzoate. It is slightly different. I'm going to use half the amount, which is basically 1 drop for this, but you can use related ingredients. This is only off by 1 carbon group, so it's not major difference, especially at really low levels, but you know, sometimes you just got to experiment and see how things work out, and that's what we're doing. So that's that. Next, benzaldehyde, and I've diluted my benzaldehyde to a 10% solution just because we only need 0.01 grams of it. So this way I can, because it's a 10% solution, I can weigh out 0.1 gram of it, and it's just more accurate to do it this way. So in the perfume world, you use a lot of dilutions, and in flavor world, but for now, working with it, 10% solutions are great. Now the last ingredient, or second last ingredient, is hydrotropic aldehyde. And this one, again, we're using it in really low levels. We're gonna put 0.02 grams of this, so 1 drop in a 10% solution, because it is a very powerful aldehyde. We won't be able to weigh this super accurately, but 1 drop is all we need. And yes, 1 drop does make a difference. And then the last ingredient is 2-octan-4-one, and we need 0.03 grams of this. So again, 1 drop. So that's it for the flavor compounds. Now we're just going to dilute this out with either propylene glycol. You can use triethyl citrate or triacetin. I'm going to use a little bit of alcohol in this, as well as propylene glycol. And I'm going to need a total of 66 grams, roughly, to finish this off. So I don't add a lot of alcohol, just enough to kind of help everything dissolve better. So I'm going to add 16 grams of this. So that's 16 grams. I'm going to tare it, and then I'm going to add 50 grams of propylene glycol. Now, it doesn't matter if you're super accurate. So if you go over, under, no, it doesn't matter for this purpose. This is just the development phase. You're just trying things out and mixing things up and seeing how they taste. So this step, you know, try to be accurate, but if you go over or under, just take notes. So if you're really trying to develop a formula, you should be writing down everything you do so that you can reproduce it. So if you're trying to be really creative, it's going to be like art. You're going to have to throw away a few canvases to actually get things to your liking. That's just the experimental method, is to try something. If you don't like it, throw it out, start over again. Same with art, you know, draw or paint your painting. If you don't like it, take another canvas, start over, keep practicing, and you'll get better. And then eventually this will become as easy as, you know, whatever other hobby you have, painting, etc. So this is a sample I made earlier of a different formula. So I'm going to stir this one up, but we'll talk about this in a second. Now this formula I made earlier, and it's a simplified version of this. It's only got like 8 ingredients. But instead of being, it is strawberry-esque, but it's more of a random red berry flavor. And a lot of these things you do need some, signals to help people understand what they're drinking. That's what the color red is for. So if you tell them it's strawberry and the drink is red, and then it's got the same acidity as the strawberry, that's really going to help people indicate what they're drinking. It does have kind of a candy-esque strawberry flavor, kind of like these things. So if you remember these things as a kid, they're not very dynamic in flavor, but they do have that kind of red flavor. And so I will post this simpler, I'll post all these recipes over on Patreon, and then you can go through them and kind of understand that there's so many different compounds that you can use to make a strawberry flavor, because it is basically that red fruit flavor. And you do need additional signals for people to, understand that they're drinking a strawberry flavor. So if I dyed this red, told them it was strawberry, dialed in the acidity better, then, people would be like, oh yeah, it does taste like strawberry. That is part of the tasting experience as a human. Anyway, I'll let this stir up and dissolve, and then we'll try that one in a basic taster. So while this is stirring up, let's talk about a couple other ingredients that you could add to this, or subtract one and add another one in. Methyl cinnamate, this one is kind of a red berry, strawberry, cinnamon flavor. You can really tell the cinnamon on it, but it's a really fruity cinnamon. And this one is worth getting just to work into other flavors, just because it does have that fruity red cinnamon flavor, and a lot of people do like it. You can also get 2-methyl-2-pentanoic acid, and this is strawberry if from IFF, and it's an acid, and it's kind of got the fruity strawberry type acidity to it. And a lot of strawberry recipes try to incorporate some natural acids in them, whether it's acetic acid or butyric acid. But this one is actually named specifically after strawberries. So it's a good one if you want to work some organic acids into the flavor to make it more natural. Phrase tone is kind of a red berry flavor. Same with fructone. This also has a little bit of an apple flavor in it. We'll be using more of those two in the future. And there are probably dozens of other compounds that you can work into strawberry flavors. I just pulled out the ones that I had lying around. And this is the palette you get to work with. Dozens of different chemical compounds to make something truly unique. And it doesn't even have to be strawberry. It could just be that red berry flavor. Whether it's intense or unique, this is how you're going to do it. So this is almost done dissolving. We will try it in a second. So if this is your first time getting to this point of where I taste what I create, there is a video called The Basic Taster and how to work with formulated flavors. I'll link it up here in the corner or down below. But this is just a 10% sugar solution, so 100 grams of sugar in a liter, up to a liter of water. And then you just take 100 mils of this, pour it into a glass. I just like little beakers because they're pre-marked. So it doesn't have to be accurate. So it's, plus or minus 10 mils, you're gonna be fine. Again, this is just for experimental tasting. If you're developing a beverage, then you can be more accurate. But we just basically take 2 drops of this. Maybe that was 3, doesn't matter. Put a magnetic stir in there and stir. Now again, magnetic stirs just make it easier because you'll allow these things to stir for 30 seconds and they do it very thoroughly. You can shake it up if you want, put it in a bottle and shake it. But get this good and mixed up. It should not take long. Seconds. Grab this. You can drink out of the beaker, though in the lab you're not supposed to drink out of the beaker, but hey, it's a flavor lab here. And then we just basically take a sample. And yeah, that's kind of got a fresh strawberry flavor. The green notes really come through. So I've let the strawberry flavor age for 72 hours. You can get a rough idea of what it tastes like immediately after, but it is generally proper practice to let these age for at least 24 hours. Longer the better, up to 10 days, and you'll get a more accurate representation of what these things taste like. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the vanilla notes are a little bit high in this one, so you could actually just completely remove the vanilla and you'll get a more natural strawberry flavor. But again, as I mentioned, if you're looking for just a pure good strawberry flavor, just buy these and use them. They have like lots of research behind them. But I'm more on the experimental side. I want to play around with things and get something that people have never tried, because that's, interesting. That's something, we've all tried strawberry. Let's try new things. That's kind of the purpose of this channel. But from a taste point of view, this is very creamy strawberry, kind of like a strawberry cream soda, strawberry candy type flavor. It's not bad. And if you were to, create a soda out of this, it may have a lot of appeal to those who like that vanilla note in it. But again, this is just the starting point. Over on Patreon, I'll have like all my recipes, or all the recipes I've collected over time. There's a dozen of them. And I'll give a few highlights. But again, it's all about experimenting on this channel, trying new things, making mistakes, learning from them, and that's what's going to make us better flavor developers. So anytime I do a video, if something doesn't come out right, I will tell you, because that's how you are going to learn, by my mistakes. It's the greatest teacher. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.